What if I told you that one of the most powerful things you can do for your brain doesn't come in a bottle, doesn't require a gym membership, and doesn't cost a single dollar? Most people over 40 are doing everything right, eating better, sleeping more, maybe even taking supplements. But there's one thing that modern life has quietly taken away from us, something our brains were literally built to need: nature. Not a weekend hiking trip, not a vacation in the mountains, just nature. A park, a garden, trees outside a window. And the science behind what it does to your aging brain is more surprising than most people expect. Let's talk about it. Here's something nobody really tells you about turning 40. Your brain doesn't just stay the same and then suddenly decline. It starts changing gradually, quietly, in your late 30s and early 40s. And one of the first places it shows up is in a small, curved structure deep inside your brain called the hippocampus. The hippocampus is your brain's memory center. It's where new memories are formed, where spatial navigation lives, and where your ability to learn new things is largely controlled. And after 40, it starts to shrink. On average, about 1% every single year. Now, 1% doesn't sound like much, but over a decade, that adds up, and you feel it. The word that's right on the tip of your tongue. Walking into a room and forgetting why. Taking longer to learn something new than you used to. This isn't just getting older. This is your hippocampus telling you it needs something different. The question is, what? In 2015, researchers at Stanford University did something simple but revealing. They took two groups of people and had them walk for 90 minutes. One group walked through a natural area, trees, greenery, open sky. The other group walked along a busy urban road. Same duration, same physical effort, very different results. The people who walked in nature showed significantly lower activity in a part of the brain called the subgenual prefrontal cortex, the area most associated with rumination, that repetitive, looping, negative thought pattern that many of us know too well. The city walkers? No change. Just 90 minutes. That's all it took to see a measurable difference in brain activity. And this wasn't a one-off study. Dozens of research teams across the world have found similar results. Time in nature consistently reduces stress hormones, improves mood, and changes how the brain processes information, especially in people over 40, whose brains are already working harder to compensate for age-related changes. So, what's actually happening inside your brain when you step outside? Three things. First, cortisol drops. Cortisol is your primary stress hormone. In small doses, it's useful, but chronically elevated cortisol, which is extremely common in modern adult life, actively damages the hippocampus over time. Nature exposure has been shown repeatedly to bring cortisol levels down, sometimes within minutes of being outside. Second, BDNF increases. BDNF stands for brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of it as fertilizer for your brain cells. It helps neurons grow, connect, and survive. Low BDNF is linked to depression, memory loss, and accelerated cognitive decline. Physical movement in natural environments is one of the most reliable ways to boost it. Third, your prefrontal cortex finally gets to rest. This is the part of your brain responsible for decision-making, focus, and self-control. In modern life, it almost never gets a break. Notifications, deadlines, decisions, it's working constantly. Nature provides what researchers call soft fascination, gentle, effortless attention that allows the prefrontal cortex to recover without fully switching off. Rest, recover, reset. That's what nature does that almost nothing else can replicate. Now, here's the part that most people get wrong. They hear spend time in nature and immediately think, I don't have time for that. I live in a city. I can't just go hiking every week. But the research doesn't require a forest. It doesn't require a mountain trail. Studies show that even 20 minutes in an urban park produces measurable reductions in cortisol. Having plants visible near your workspace reduces cognitive fatigue. Listening to natural sounds, birds, rain, flowing water, while working has been shown to improve focus and reduce perceived stress. You don't need to move to the countryside. You need to make small, consistent contact with the natural world part of your daily life. 20 minutes in a park, a few plants near your desk, a walk through a tree-lined street instead of a main road, nature sounds during your workday. Small things, real effects, backed by science. Your brain is not a fixed machine that slowly wears down. It's a living system, constantly responding, constantly adapting to its environment. And for most of human history, that environment included trees, open skies, the sound of wind, the smell of soil. Our brains evolved in nature. They still expect it. They still need it. The aging brain isn't just losing something, it's asking for something back. If this gave you something to think about or something to act on, subscribe. Every week, we explore the science of living better after 40. No hype, no shortcuts, just research worth knowing. See you next week.